Hey guys, this is me, and welcome to the great big. I was kind of asked to address all the stuff that's going on right now, especially with so many people at home teleworking for the first time, and unfortunately, maybe fortunately, I don't know, having their kids at home too, and not going to school. As far as the telework goes, that's pretty easy. Hey, I've addressed it to a lot of people before. Um, when it comes to telework, it's not really for everyone. But in this extreme circumstance that we're in, it's definitely necessary. So if you can, work from home. I know that several states have just had shelter-in-place orders, so that's going to be a thing for a while. I hope that all of you are really listening to that. It is as serious as we're making this out to be. It's not every day that we have National Guard called to help out, being told to stay home. Short and long of it is stay home, be safe, not just for you, but for everyone else too. We are all learning that if you haven't been at home teleworking before and you look down your nose at it, you're going to find out real quick. It's not for the faint of heart. You really do have to have a lot of dedication. And of course, the first thing is to get up at the same time that you would go into work. It's not a waste of time to get up and keep your routine, because that does help you get going in the morning. It also sets the tone for your day. Another thing I'm going to tell you, besides get up on time, also take breaks. You're a human being. You can't be staring in front of a screen at endless hours for days. Go ahead, take breaks, walk around, get some fresh air, at least step out on a balcony if you got one, like I'm doing right now. Yes, working from home can be daunting. Yes, it can be very boring, but it's kind of important. Stay home, do what you can to keep your sanity. Coping mechanisms are very important at this time. Need any other free advice on what to do, and more in-depth and maybe a little bit more knowledgeable advice about what to do when you're teleworking for the first time, or just not really happy with teleworking, there are tons of videos out on YouTube right now. So we are kind of getting into an interesting time where kids are at home when they should be at school. Spring break was canceled for pretty much everybody, and yes, that makes us all a little grumpy. If you have kids at home and you're having a hard time trying to keep up with the lesson plans right now that teachers are sending, so hopefully you can get the work done, send it back, or if maybe they're not doing that and your kids are just kind of on a permanent vacation at this point, there are some resources out there to help you. Some of the resources include something called Achieve 3000 that has some free content online. Adobe also has free content online right now and access to some of their tools. Carnegie Mellon actually has a computer science class online. So if kids are interested in computer science or anything around computer science, that's a cool thing to do. McGraw-Hill, the book company, they actually have some free resources as well for people who are working remotely. So look into that. And of course, Khan Academy. That's Khan Academy, Khan Academy. There's always great resources, free resources for your students. There are a whole bunch more if you go out and look at any of the news reports about kids staying home from school and needing resources. So go ahead and Google that if you need to. But keep the kids busy. Try to keep them out of your hair as much as you can. Or if you're like me and don't have any hair left, then there are some other things just to make sure that they're not getting into trouble at the very least, right? Now, we're all kind of stressed out. Sometimes that comes out in positive and negative ways. Some people do great under pressure. Some people kind of fold, and eventually we all fold. So coping mechanisms. So if you work out and that really helps you, go ahead and work out at night. When you're not working, that's a perfect time to make sure you get that stress out and not put it out on somebody else. If you're not in a shelter-in-place area, go ahead and take a walk. Get outside, get some fresh air. Do a little nature bathing. Just stay away from people as much as you can. If you get bored with Netflix, you can't find anything on Prime, and Disney Plus just isn't putting out the right content for you, there are these things called books. You can grab them. They have great stories. They're very rich, most of them, and they're going to be pretty cheap these days. There are also some places that are putting out free audiobooks. If you have problems reading right now, looking at the actual book, you can always put on an audiobook. I personally like audiobooks. It's what I use when I'm on the road and I don't have my head full of thoughts. I go ahead and put on an audiobook. Just got done with the whole Millennium series just recently, and that was kind of cool. I've also taken the time to re-listen to other book series that I have. Stephen King, maybe not a great time to read The Stand, but it's still entertaining. And the last one I'm going to suggest is YouTube actually has some guided meditations out there. I know, it's meditations, but meditating does help at least get your mind off of what's right in front of you, and that's the fact that you are so bored. It also helps if you're a little bit anxiety ridden. Look, now's not the time to not have your anxiety medication or depression medication. So if you do have higher anxiety or you're feeling a little bit more anxious, just think about doing some of the meditation. Like I said, it's free, so you just have to go on and just listen to it a little bit. Maybe some headphones to not annoy the other people around you. My general thoughts on what's going on right now as far as our state of business and what's going to go back to normal. We are going to go back to normal at some point. Whatever normal is for you. I kind of think of Douglas Adams and Don't Panic from The Hitchhiker's Guide. We will go back to normal. We probably will have a little bit of a new normal as far as teleworking. I hope businesses go back in and start looking at their telework policies and what it means to be off doing telework, because let's face it, people are more productive if they can telework at least 2 days a week. A lot of the times when I'm teleworking, I like to go ahead and make it a no meeting day. If I have no meetings, I can just focus in on the work, I'm definitely more productive. So if you haven't gotten used to using telework software like Skype and some of the others that are out there, Zoom is a good one these days. It's free. You can do free one-on-ones. If you pay a little bit, you can get more service out of Zoom. But however you do it, hopefully you're staying safe. Hopefully you're staying busy and you're able to work remotely. And if you're not, I'm really sorry, folks. I've been there too. I've known what it's like to be in your shoes when you're not able to work, but you want to work. I really wish we had better provisions and policies for when this sort of a disaster actually happens. We knew it could possibly happen. Unfortunately, we didn't do enough for it. But hopefully in the end, we'll come out a little bit better because we've seen the broken places and we can fix them. So until that next time, I will be trying to do some more videos since I do have a little bit more time and we're also in the middle of a move, so really not great for me either. But hey, we're all making the best of it. I'll see you later.